Hey everyone, let's get into the MLB card on Thursday. We're starting off the month of May. We'll have 4 best bets for you guys to get you into the weekend as we look into some of these weekend series. We have a couple early first pitches and a smaller card overall, as we only have roughly 11 games on the diamond today. So let's get into the action. I'll break down all of these games in their entirety. I'll tell you guys my leans along the way as well. Welcome back to the channel, though. If you are new here, glad you found it. All right, join us here on TBM SPORTS. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and remember to leave a comment down below what you will all be betting in today's contest. So let's get into it. So let's look at the board. We are going to use Outlier to break down the best numbers available. This will find you the best odds across every single book that is being offered. The Outlier is one of my favorite tools in the industry, not just for odds shopping, but also because of what they offer in terms of props and a lot of other cool stuff along the way. So check it out. Links down below if you do want to try it on a 7-day free trial. Okay, but the first game on today's card is the Cubs and the Pirates. Looking at this game, it's Paul Skeens Day. And we have been fading the Skeens trade as of train as of lately in the Cubs, one of the hottest teams in baseball, 18-13 on the season. Now, at first glance, to talk about this game, I just don't trust the Pirates' bats, but from a production standpoint, they've actually been kind of getting the job done a little bit more than you would think. Now the Pirates are at home. We do have some weather concerns, as always. Right now, it's probably going to be a wet game, but I do think that we have going on the other side for the Cubs within Rhea. This is a game where I would kind of favor taking the plus 125 money with the Cubs. Keep that Skeens fade train alive. Just trust the lineup better, and I just don't think that he has his best stuff that we all kind of anticipated early on for the Pirates, and it's kind of evident here. A 2.39 ERA. It's not. I mean, guys, it's great. You look at a WHIP sub 1 in terms of that, and also kind of what we have going on within his depth going into ball games. You know, he's averaging, it's in the month of April, over 6+ innings per start. And then you talk about opponent batting average. We're looking at a pitcher that's holding opponents to under 200. So he's getting it done. Just a couple bad breaks here or there. I don't think it's really command or control, but I think that when you look at the difference between this year and Skeens last year, I think they're kind of just looking at a more of a, I don't want to say a tight leash, but I just think that the Pirates are being realistic. They're not wheeling them out. They're not, abusing them. They're not taking, they're not just kind of leaving them out there to dry, going 120 pitches. You're not going to see that in today's MLB. And I think that's kind of where it leans to more of a conservative approach. And when you do have a conservative approach, I do think that even if the game stays knotted up 1-0, 2-1 through 5, even something like that in favor of either direction, I think that the Cubs are good enough to kind of win this one late. So I do favor the Cubs plus 125 as a kind of a very strong lean, but no official play. Okay. Also, if you are out there building parlays, Cubs on the run line plus 1.5, it's minus 170, but it still is enticing if you do want to get involved. Okay. Next game is the Cardinals and the Reds. We're going to go right back to it, guys. I do have an official play with the Reds. Well, I shouldn't say the Reds, against the Reds. It's just, playing 2 games yesterday. And the Cardinals were able to win 6-0 and 9-1 in that rescheduling in that twin bill from some prior weather. But I think this is with Matthew Liberatore and Andrew Abbott. I just really don't see a way where I can pass up on taking the Reds here taking the Cardinals against the Reds at plus money. For me, that's kind of where I'm at. So it's a play simply on the number and just the fact that the Reds are having some deficiencies right now hitting the baseball. So give me the Cardinals here at a plus 105 price on the money line within division to get this job done. Okay. Next one out there we are going to get into, that is the Twins and the Guardians. Great ball game we saw last night. Today we get Simeon Woods Richardson going against Ben Lively. Yeah, it's Cleveland at home, 17-13 on the season. No real strong lean in this. This has been kind of wacky within the totals market. The first couple games, I did forecast runs, and we've had a couple good pitching duels along the way. Yesterday's game I think, finished 4-2, but if you've watched that game through 7 innings, it was a 1-0, 0-0 affair. And this would be solely a play on the zigzag if you do want to get involved, taking the Minnesota Twins minus 102 against Lively. However, this is basically a coin flip in terms of the starting pitching. So if you do want to just take the home team, that's another angle you can go with. Guardians are kind of rolling hot, but I think that the sharper side is in line with the Minnesota Twins in this matchup. Okay, next game that we are going to look into is the Royals and the Rays. This is a very interesting series, tough one to handicap, to be honest. But as we get Seth Lugo going against Baz there for the Rays, this is a kind of a cheap number, in my opinion, for Tampa Bay, okay? And that's kind of how I feel about it. It's minus 154, but I think this one should be priced closer to $1.80, $1.70. So if you do want to make a play just on the number, Kansas City's won 4 out of their last 5. And we talk about the Tampa Bay Rays, 3 out of their last 5, 14-16 on the season. And if we look into the last 2 games, Kansas City won both of those contests against the Tampa Bay Rays, so I could see a way that we do get a little bit of a zigzag as well. So better pitcher, team that needs to win desperately at home. I know it's a smaller ballpark; it's not their actual home field, and probably, if you will, the worst home field if there is one in the MLB when it comes down to it. But I do like the Rays. It's just minus 154. I know it's a play on the number, but it's still a little bit too pricey for me. So Rays maybe to win the first 5 innings. That's something where you do get a push on the money line first 5. That's something that would entertain as well, but no official play. Okay, then we travel down to the first game on the card that we will have a play in, and this will be the Diamondbacks and the Mets. Okay, Zach Gallen going against Kodai Senga. This is a Zach Gallen that we are not used to seeing, and on the other hand, Senga 1.26 ERA. Gallen, on the other hand, he's pushing up 6 and 1-4 on the season thus far. I love the Mets here in this spot. Okay, the Mets are at home. The Diamondbacks have been on the road. It's a tough travel spot, and I do kind of favor the Mets in terms of run differential, scoring, all that good stuff. Total set at 7.5. That's a little bit too low in my opinion, but I do think the Mets team total is another strong avenue. If you do like the run lines, a lot of times you can win on the totals and the run lines. If you want to go down that avenue, fine. But I think this is just too good a value here. Plus 145, taking the Metropolitans on the run line against D-backs. So that'll be my first official best bet. Okay, next game out there. This will kind of tie into a money line parlay that we will have within this slate. But the first game on that is Milwaukee. Okay, as bad as Chicago was last year, I think they might be worse this year, and that's kind of very interesting to say. 7-23 on the season. We're just picking up right where we left off. Tried doing this a little bit. We do look for these certain spots where you might catch a team sleepwalking, but I do think Milwaukee minus 175 is still kind of cheap personally. Patrick has been great on the bump for the Brewers. I know they're not getting it done in the win column, but I think they get right against the White Sox. Going against Burke, pitcher 6+ ERA for the White Sox. I just think this is a game where the Brewers should win, and it's just almost fading the 3 teams that we talk about pretty much ad nauseum. It's going to be the White Sox, the Colorado Rockies. Just to name a couple, those are teams that we definitely have in the fade column. Okay, so we will take the White Sox here. Take the Milwaukee Brewers against the White Sox here and parlay that with the ever so hot Philadelphia Phillies. And I think that's the reason why we can find this at a plus 149 price. Washington rolls out God knows who, going against Tawan Walker, who has been getting the job done in terms of great pitching starts, but it's not been one in the win column for him. So 1-2 on the season, but overall, but I do like kind of what he's been doing from, averages, ERA, depth, just everything kind of tied in. I think he's been actually pitching very fine. thus far. But I do like the Phillies and I do like the Brewers, so we will be taking them in a 2-leg money line parlay at plus 149. A little mix up there for you guys, kind of get some value on that play. Okay. Next, I do want to talk about the game between the Athletics and Texas Rangers. Almost want to go with the A's there on the money line, but I don't want to bet against Texas here in this spot. It's a very, very interesting price, minus 154, too much money. So we're going to pass on this game. Okay. Next one, we did talk about Washington and the Phillies, but Boston and Toronto. That's going to be a game with Tanner Houck going against Jose Berrios. I think it's an awesome matchup for the Red Sox here at minus 104. Tanner Houck has been absolutely ridiculous. If you want to go into the over here, that's a very interesting way of looking at it. I think that we do see a lot of runs. I'm not a big fan of Jose Berrios, and I think that's why we're going to target him a little bit. And this is kind of where we're going to segue into the beauty of Outlier as we look into some of the props here. And this has been Alex Bregman over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. So in his last 10 games, granted, he has faced Chicago, Seattle, Cleveland, and now the series against Toronto. I do see a lot of production here for Bregman. Let's keep the streak going. He's 100% in his last 10 games. Let's try to make it 11. I never bet against a streak to end in baseball. So give me Alex Bregman over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I think minus 40 is just a little too cheap. If he gets 2 hits, we win. If he gets a hit and an RBI, we win. I think this is just one where it's going to set up for a good evening for Alex Bregman. So give me over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs against the Blue Jays. All right, back into the card. A couple other games I want to talk about of mention. Detroit and the Los Angeles Angels. No play for me officially. However, I do kind of favor Tigers in this spot. I think it's a really cheap price on the money line. It's just this kind of pounds my alarm right here. There's something fishy about this game with Casey Mize going against Kikuchi 0-4 in the season, 4.31 ERA. Outside of being on the road, I can't figure out a reason on earth why the Tigers are only a minus 120 moneyline favorite. I think they're the most undervalued team in the market within the whole MLB right now. So keep an eye on that if you want to get on the right side of the books. But I just think this is a fishy line, and it took pretty much every bone in my body to not bet the Tigers here at minus 120. So we're going to pass on Tigers and the Angels. All right. And then lastly, Giants and Rockies. We look at Verlander going against Freeland. Runs. Okay, that's what I see here. I think 7.5 is too low, plus 110. If you want to take that whole 7, so you get a 3-3 push in extra innings, possibly, but this is going to be a pass for me unless you want to go on the backs of Giants winning the game outright. Colorado's won yesterday against the Braves. I don't think they win 2 in a row, so I'm going to be on the side of the Giants at a steep price, somewhat. I just don't want to play a run line, though, at a total with sitting there at 7.5. So I potentially would go into the market here where we see an over. That's kind of where I sit there at over 7.5. Other than that, no play for me. All right. Appreciate you guys. That's kind of where we're at. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us here on the channel. The 4 best bets of the day. Mets on the run line at plus 145, minus 1.5. We'll take St. Louis on the money line at plus 105. A Philadelphia-Milwaukee money line parlay at plus 149. And then we're going to go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Alex Bregman, sitting there at minus 140. Okay. Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it. Let's cash some tickets, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.